Okay, so I'm going to go over a few websites with you. I know not everybody is going to a Mississippi college, and there are other colleges that I'm not going to go through today. I'm just going to go through the three most common. Before I get to their websites and kind of show you how to navigate those three websites, we're going to do ICC, Ole Miss, and Mississippi State. I'm going to show you a tool on the internet. It's called the MAT tool. So you would go up here to your search bar and you would type in MAT tool. And this first thing, Mississippi Articulation and Transfer Tool, MAT, and it looks like this. What this is used for is to help you guide your way if you intend to go to a university. So if you are going to have to swap, like so say you're going to go to ICC first or Northeast or somewhere, and then you're going to move somewhere else to a university. This helps you understand the classes that are accepted and those that aren't. Because just because you go to ICC and it says, oh, this is pre-law, this is what you take for pre-law, all of those classes may not necessarily transfer. So you need to check this tool. This is a new tool, and it is super, super helpful. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through. So you're going to click on Transfer by Major, and then you have this menu that comes up. So you can search by career cluster, K through 12 career cluster. So if you were looking into something in one of these categories for a high school project, that would be super helpful. Community college pathway. So these are degrees that you can get from a community college. So this is departments of a community college. You can search by public university. So if you want to know specifically what transfers to Delta State or to the University of Mississippi Medical Center, you can click there. You can also go by major alphabetically, and it will just kind of give you information. So you can see here that you can sort by 10, 25, 50, or 100 entries to kind of show you, if you're searching something really broad and you have a lot of options and you kind of want to see them on one page, you can go up to 100. We'll just go to 50, and now you can see 50. Things that I do want to point out before we start to kind of search anything is out here it tells you the university. So you have University of Mississippi, which is Ole Miss, Delta State, MSU, Jackson State, so on and so forth. It has the university out to the side, so you kind of know what you're clicking on. So like you have two BS, which is a Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Science, and one is ASU and one is MSU. So just so you know the difference there. So let's just look up something that is kind of common. Let's do, we're already here at accounting. So let's look at accounting BBA at JSU right here. This says that you need 121 degree hours. So that means before you can earn this degree, you're going to have 121 hours of credit. Now, typical college class is either 3 or 4 hours. There are some exceptions where there's some different, but most classes are 3 or 4 hours. A lot of your science with lab is going to be a 3-hour lecture and a 1-hour lab. Again, there are some variations. That's just the most common. Articulation hours, that is how many you are allowed to transfer to that degree. So if you're going to go to Jackson State, you're only going to be able to transfer 60 hours. The remaining 61 hours you have to take at JSU. Now, this varies from college to college and degree to degree, but a general rule of thumb is that you have to have the majority of your hours at the institution that's granting your degree. So if you were going to go to MSU for something, then the majority of those hours have to be taken at MSU. So let's go to a pretty common one that I hear often is the veterinary program at State. So we have veterinary medicine. Okay. So this tells you classes that are accepted by MSU for that degree. Okay, you have animal science, fine arts, microbiology, social and behavioral science, English Comp 1 and 2, which you can take at the high school. You have a very specific list of humanities. So these are course codes, and you'll have to take one of those specific course codes. Okay, so you can't just take any history class that you want to. You have to take one of these histories. So HIS is history, so it would have to be one of these specific histories. You can't just take any history that you want to take. Career exploration, college algebra or higher, trig, public speaking, and medical terminology. So you can transfer 58 to 59 hours, and these are you can take somewhere else. So these are pretty common. I would definitely get my chemistries out of the way before I went to Mississippi State. Comp 1 and 2, again, you can take here. Micro is good to take at a community college as well. You just have much, much smaller classes and definitely much smaller labs. Another one that I would like to point out that a lot of students don't know is a prereq to get accepted to the program is trig or statistics. You have to take one or the other. So you do have to take college algebra at minimum, but you also have to take trigonometry or statistics. So if you were shooting for this, you would want to be in Algebra 3 for sure to get that trig base. Statistics is difficult. It's also very, very different than things that you are used to. So let's go back. Another common major that I hear a lot of students talk about is nursing. So let's look at nursing and a BSN, which is typically a 3.5-year program. It's a 3.5-year program, depending on where you go. But it is a bachelor's of nursing, so you can go to ICC, and even the W has just a regular nursing associate's degree in nursing, but you can get a bachelor's degree in nursing. It's typically not a 4-year program. So these degrees are offered, you can see at the top, by these colleges. So you have your common courses that you can see that all of the colleges take these, and then it shows you additional courses accepted by each. So for instance, let's look for sociology. Let's see. Can I transfer sociology to ASU? Yes. So I have sociology. Notice that sociology isn't listed here. So that means that every course, that every college listed doesn't accept sociology. So ASU does. Let's look at DSU. No DSU, so there is no sociology. Not for MUW, doesn't accept a transfer of sociology. So Introduction to Sociology, so this is the University of Mississippi Medical Center. They do take a transfer of Introduction to Sociology. And so does USM. They take Introduction to Sociology. But again, I want to point out, notice that was not listed under our general courses, our common courses, because that means not every one of these colleges listed here would accept that. Okay? Another big major that I hear often is law studies. So let's go to law studies. And we're going to look at that at University of Mississippi, which is where most people go to law school, is Ole Miss. So you can, again, see these common courses. There are 33 hours, which is 11 classes. These are all 3-hour courses. This one is 6 because it's Comp 1 and 2. So there's 33 hours that you could take at a community college and not have to take those at the University of Mississippi. Okay? We can also look at, let's do, something a little different. Culinary arts. That is, you're talking about being a chef, or you could be a head chef, or someone who does meal prep for a hotel or a restaurant or a private owned business or a person. So let's look at culinary arts. So you have to have, I think it said 124, 124 total hours to graduate. You have common courses, 29, and then you have additional ones down here at MUW. So they will 62 hours you could take at another entity, so at a community college where it's much, much cheaper. So you have the common course hours at the top, and then the additional MUW hours for a total of 62 hours. Another one that I hear is like business or banking. Those are pretty common. So let's look at what's one of the top ones here. Banking and finance. Let's go to Ole Miss again. So these are prerequisite courses, and these are the common courses, but they're also prereqs. So what prereqs are when you have to take it before you can even be in the program. So a lot of times when you have the school of, like law school or a veterinary school or the school of medicine, they have courses that are required. So when you go to law school, you can have any bachelor's degree that you want, but there are courses that are required to be accepted to law school. So you want to choose your major wisely. Okay, so make sure you can see that you have 2 lab sciences with a total of 8 hours. That means they both have to have a laboratory. You have principles of accounting, legal, environment, in business, principles of macroeconomics, principles of micro, English Comp 1 and 2, and business statistics. So this is not negotiable. You cannot replace this with something else. You have to have business statistics. So that is something to definitely note here. Okay, so that is the MAT tool. Now, if you are specifically wanting to look at your college that you intend to go to, we'll start with ICC. So if you want to look at ICC, you can go here to programs of study, and they have 4 options. They have academic programs, health science, career and technology, and online. So let's look at the career and technology. So they have a really, really good technology program at ICC. These 2-year programs, you have automotive technology. You can see all of these. This is where you're going to go if you want to do industrial maintenance is really popular. Hospitality, if you want to work in a hotel, manage a hotel. The Toyota has a specific program for theirs. Welding and cutting, this is really, really good money. Precision and manufacturing, these are all 2-year programs. So you will have a degree at the end of these 2-year programs. So let's look at automotive technology. So we click on it, and right here you can see the program curriculum. So it downloads as a PDF, which we can open. And you can see here it tells you what you should take first semester. So you'll have 14 hours first semester, 19 second, 13 the first semester of your second year, and then 14 to 15 hours your second semester of your second year. Now, some of these you can move around, but if you have courses that are 1 and 2, you have to do them in order. So notice that you have to take English Comp 1, again, something you can take in high school. You can take college algebra, or in this case, you could bypass the college algebra and take a natural science like biology or zoology with a lab. So let's close that out and look at another one. Let's go back to our list. Oh, I went back too far. Let's look at forestry technology, program curriculum. Now, here is an interesting fact. Now, with the forestry, it tells you again 14 to 15 hours, 15, 17, 14. You have to be very careful when the hours are this low. A lot of scholarships and stuff require that you remain a full-time student, so this does not leave you any space to drop a class. So my question would be, is college algebra required for forestry technology? The answer is no, because of this or right there. That means that I can take college algebra or something higher. I could take trig if I wanted to, or I could take that natural science with a lab, which means that I can take biology. And as long as I take biology with a lab, I won't have to take college algebra. So that's something to note if you're not a math person, but you like biological sciences. Maybe you don't like chemistry, but you really like zoology or biology. That would be something you could take here instead of having to take college algebra. Okay, so let's move over to the University of Mississippi. So if you want to find your majors here, you're going to go to academics, and you can see all of those majors listed there under degrees and programs. And you can, let's see, you see you have dentistry. Let's see. It's going to do specifically, I wanted to show you the difference in biological sciences. So you can see here, departments and programs gives you what they have. Let's go back and look again. Okay, so we have the academic catalog. Let's look under undergraduate admissions. It shows you what you have to be admitted to the program. So this is a really important piece of information. This is just general information. You can look at School of Business Administration. So business is really common. So let's do business. Am I there? No. Okay. Business tells you all about their program. So let's go to undergraduate and majors because that's where you are. You are an undergraduate, so graduate school is like your master's or your doctorate. So let's do general business. Let's click on general business program.